Hi everyone, this is Jennifer, and today I just want to share with you like a planner update as we are officially in February of 2024 and my one book of everything. So I have really simplified for 2024, and I will just say up front, LindseyScribbles has influenced me to do something in here that I'm excited to share with you. But just as like a little bit of general planner life update, this is my Planner Kate 7x9, I think, maybe, the medium size album. And I have all of my kits in here, as well as some of the new releases. And this is one of the things that I take with me in my work bag. And it's been working out really nicely, having to grab just this, and that's it. I can even use like a smaller sort of backpack situation, which I've been really happy with. I dug this out of my stash. I don't even remember where I purchased this pouch from, but it is large enough to hold my standard size traveler's notebook. It does have this button elastic closure, and it's just protecting my planner a little bit. I haven't always used one of these. Actually, probably 99% of my planner life, I have not used a planner pouch, but this baby is special to me. So she's been in that little pouch. And then let's talk about this setup for 2024. I will preface this by saying I have been heavily influenced by LindseyScribbles, and until I did some switching in my traveler's notebook, I was really fighting the urge almost daily to move into personal rings. Now, I know myself, and after being in rings for years and then making the switch to traveler's notebooks in about 2019, I know if I try to go back, I will hate it simply because of writing around the rings, and I don't like taking my pages out. And yeah, it's just this writing across, not the rings, where everything lays pretty much flat. Like this is my daily page. I just prefer traveler's notebook covers, setups, rather than rings. However, there were some things that Lindsey has been saying that have really been resonating with me. And I will put a tag up or a card up for her video if I can. I know I can link it in the description below. I have watched her 90-day personal ring YouTube video probably 5 times, not even exaggerating. So she has everything in one agenda, and that is the reason that I've been wanting to move to personal rings, is to have everything in one planner. So instead of giving in to that urge to set up personal rings, I thought, how can I accomplish that in my traveler's notebook? Is it even possible to have everything in here? And I am happy to report that yes, I made it work. So one of the things that actually happened before I was on this kick was that I decided my planner cover purchase for the year was going to be a Giglio. This is Miss stamped. This says Mia Cara on it. It is not. It is their Giramondo or their traveler's notebook. It has 6 elastics on it. But if you know Giglio, one of the things that I love is that their planners lay really flat, even their ring-bound planners, which was important to me. I don't know if it's because of the leather or the construction, but I've had a Giglio in rings, and I didn't have, well, I shouldn't say that. I do have one other traveler's notebook, but it's like their single strap, and it just was tiny, not holding enough inserts. So I had purchased this for 2024, knowing that it would be in my forever collection. This is the anthracite color. I didn't do any customizations or anything. And the only thing that I have found that is a little annoying to me is this extra pin loop. And I say it's annoying because I don't know if you can see on camera, but when you have an ink pen in there, it kind of pulls right here on the leather, and I do not prefer that. I want it to look nice and flat, so I have not been utilizing that pin loop up front. I've just been using the one here in the back. But other than that, I love everything about this traveler's notebook. And since it had 6 strings, it was the perfect time for me to try to get everything into one book. So right now I have 5 sections in here as far as paper covers go. I'll just flip through them real quick so you can see the paper, but this video is really not about the decorative part. I wanted to talk about the functionality and where I'm at with that, but the pretty things are nice to look at. So I'll go ahead and flip through so you can see the paper choices. I have no idea where this front paper is from. It was in my stash. These next 2 papers that you kind of see here are from Cocoa Daisy. I remember that, but I don't know what year. It's been a long time ago. And I do have some red bubble stickers purchased to put on these papers, but they are not here yet. So we have those 2 papers. I thought they looked really pretty together. And then this insert isn't even in any sort of paper cover. It is a Traveler's Company notebook, and I just have been decorating with some stickers on the front of the craft cover. And then I have the Traveler's Company 3 card slot vinyl with the zippered pocket in the back, and that is my last section that we'll talk about. So all of my inserts in here, with the exception of this notebook from the Traveler's Company, are from Crefective paper, and I'll talk about how they're working for me here. So in this first plastic sleeve, these are from the Chic Sparrow, I have 2 sections within this one plastic cover. They are jump banded together. So I have been using the Crefective paper month on one page. I did that for all of 2023 and it was fantastic. So no need to change what's working. So I thought I'll stick with it for 2024. I am going strong here. This is like my master calendar of sorts. So anytime something comes up, like I have an eye scan on March 19th, I already have those things listed. And if I am making doctor's appointments, or if a friend asks if we have time to come over and hang out, this is what I'm referencing, is this first monthly section. I printed out another set of these, and I can't show you too many things here because of confidentiality, but I have another set of the same insert, and this is where I've been doing all my YouTube content planning and anything that I need to do for Planner Kate. I do help manage her affiliate team, so there are some tasks that I like to keep track of, and this has provided ample room for me. I write pretty small, and you can fit, at least in my opinion, quite a bit on the month on one page. It hasn't been limiting at all for me to move to this size rather than having like a 2-page spread for the month. So this is my first section, and on the front here I have the planner bingo card, which had me cackling. This is a freebie from LindseyScribbles as well. So I've just been kind of marking off my planner stuff on there. We'll see if I get a bingo. Okay, second section is weekly planning. And when you open it up here, I do have a personal ring insert for meal planning. This is still from Crefective paper, but I decided since I wanted everything in this notebook, I didn't want to add an entire thick section of meal planning inserts. So what I've been doing is just taping it on with washi tape. It is punched. I have old personal ring binders that I can use to archive these, and then we'll see at the end of 2024 if I want to keep them. But I thought it might be nice if I'm doing it anyway, even if I'm just recording what I ate and then I sit down to meal plan and I want ideas, I can flip back through these inserts. I have a piece of vellum here with a Redbubble sticker. I have a Crefective paper tracker. This has the months going down the side and then the 31 days across the top. And I've just been keeping track of how long I'm in my standard traveler's notebook system. One of the things that I focused on for 2023 was limiting myself to 6 new standard TN covers. I think I only purchased 2, but this was quite expensive. As you know, Giglio's are pretty pricey. So this might be my only cover for 2024. Of course, I might change my mind, but that's kind of how it's feeling right now. But I like to keep track of when I'm changing things out. Next up, I have this insert for confidentiality. Again, I can't show you because it has some student names on it from church, and I don't know how parents feel about me sharing names, which I totally get and respect. But I have these covered up the days of the week with washi tape or stickers, and then I use these for temporary lists, which has been very helpful. And then when this is full, I can throw it away. And I found that I really just need this one sheet in here because I can make 6 lists per page, which has been lasting quite a while. And then we have the weekly insert pages, again from Crefective paper. For 2024, at least through January through June, I am committed to using these week on 1 page inserts. I think that they have like the perfect amount of room for me, lots of room for to-do lists, and I have been keeping this weekly section as high-level tasks only, which has also been really helpful for me because sometimes when I sit down, if I flip to my daily section that has absolutely everything on it, all my thoughts, all my journaling, all my notes, things that I have to get done, things that I want to get done, sometimes that's a lot. But if I look at this is just like a high level overview of things that absolutely have to get done for the day, which is a little bit less overwhelming for me. And I like seeing the entire week at a time. The other thing that's kind of helped me do is look at 2 weeks at a time. Typically, if I had a week on 2 pages, obviously, when I'm opening my planner, I'm just seeing 1 week at a time. And with these, I see 2 weeks at a time, which kind of forces me to think ahead a little bit in my planning, which I'm really enjoying so far for 2024. Okay, let's move into the daily section, which is one of the things that has changed a little bit. So in December, I used a insert from Crefective paper that had 2 days on a page. So a column for a day, another column for a day. In January, I moved to a page per day, which was an upgrade. And then now I am using 2 days per page. But what this allowed me to do is have everything in this notebook, including notes, trackers, and my gratitude and journaling. So for January, I used a Hobonichi Hone, which I absolutely love. Really enjoyed that. But I thought if I'm moving everything into this book, why not do my memory keeping and journaling in here as well? And I'll just start back at the beginning here on February 1st. So what I do is this is like scheduling stuff on the left, memory keeping and journaling on the right. I take a pencil and divide this into 2 sections. I think that looks a little bit better than just writing from left to right all the way across the page, but that's personal preference. Lets me have fun with my Planner Kate stickers, and then the pictures are a good enough size that I've really enjoyed adding some of those into this as well. Really like how this turns out with just a picture and maybe a sticker or 2. I have not hit a day where I have went over this page, meaning I ran out of room, but I have a plan for that. So if I am journaling and emptying my brain, or whatever you want to call it, and I run out of room, memory keeping even, I am just going to washi tape in another lined page like this, and then when I'm done, fold it in. And I don't think it will add too much bulk because I'm not doing it every day. It should be manageable, I guess. So that's where we're at with the daily pages, and I really, really like how it's working. My next insert is still my tracker and permanent notes section. So for the first few pages of this notebook, which is from the Travelers Company, just a lined page, I did print out Crefective paper inserts on sticker paper and put them in. And I love, love, love having them in here. So I moved all of them to the front of this insert. If you watch some of my older videos, I might have had them kind of in the middle because I didn't know I was going this route with these inserts on sticker paper. All I did was take the staples out of the center, and then I could reorder my pages. So I have my 2024 yearly overview. I have my adulting log, which is how I keep track of some of the tasks that I need to do, either monthly or quarterly. I have a separate video up on this if you're interested. And then I'm using Crefective Paper's Hobonichi style long-term overview planning for my health information. And I do use like planner cake dots to mark other things in here. This is working out really well for me. So I have January through June and then the second half of the year. And then I have my daily habit tracker. January is completed, and you can see I've started February, so I have several of those in here to finish out the year. And then I go into these rest of the notebook, which is still lined notes pages. If you are a bullet journaler, this is where I put collection. So I have a page for passwords, for books read, anything that I'm going to want to reference throughout 2024 without having to rewrite it as I move inserts or systems, what have you. It'll all be in this book. And then at the end of 2024, this would go in my archive. I am happy to report I am using my archive binder. This is from Travelers Company, and it has these metal, I don't know, spines right here where you can put your inserts. And I might have to buy another one, but I'm hoping I can archive 2024 in here. I did put in my January inserts, so now that they're done, they are the first ones to go in my archive system. And then this has been life-changing, and let me tell you why. This was the LindseyScribbles thing. She moved from a separate work planner into her ring, so everything was in the one agenda. And this is what got me thinking, why can't I do that? When I tell you that I have been in education for 18 years and I have always had a separate work planner, I am not exaggerating. So the thought was a little scary because I didn't know if I wanted to always have my work stuff kind of here and at the forefront of my mind. But I agree with Lindsey when she says it's not quite as scary just to have it in its own section. It's there if you need it, but it's still has that balance, I guess, between a separation of personal and work. And this has been working out so well. So for this section, I printed out a bunch of notes pages and then the Crefective paper month on 2 pages. And here is my issue. I don't know if you're like me, but I am a inbox to zero every single day type of person. And what had been happening was I would be away from my desk, or I would leave my work planner at work. I would be at home. A parent would email or text. They would say, can I have an IEP meeting on September 6th? And I had no clue. I could look on Google Calendar because that's what we utilize for work, but I am an analog planner. So any other thing that didn't have to be on that work Google Calendar was on my paper planner. And then the message is sitting there. I can't do anything with it. I want it to go away or be deleted or put on my to-do list so I remember to do it. I didn't have my planner, so I couldn't do that. Now I have it in here, and I'm telling you, it has been life-changing, because when those things come up, if someone shoots me a message, like I just had a parent ask about a list that I had sent her for some attorneys to do some legal work, I could put it on my to-do list and then delete the message. And tomorrow when I get to work, I can get that information packet ready and send it home to her. And that message isn't sitting there glaring at me on my phone all night. So just peace of mind that as soon as something comes up, it can go down on paper. And the other thing is, when I'm sitting down to do my daily planning, so, it is, let's see here, 4:33, and I'm going to start thinking about tomorrow. And when I sit down and plan on my daily, I can quickly reference my work schedule, and then I can quickly reference my monthly overview. And if I need to, look at my weekly, put everything down on the day, and I know I'm not missing anything. And just that flexibility. Here's another example. My son had to have a follow-up doctor's appointment, and when I called the doctor's office, I'm trying to get to a page I can show you, I looked at my month view for work, no meetings that day, double checked here on my personal, no events or appointments I need to go to, that day will work. And just having these kind of side by side to flip back and forth to, it's been amazing. So again, I didn't think that it was possible, but I have everything in here and it's not that thick. I was really worried about how bulky this was going to get, because if you have used a standard size traveler's notebook, if you put a ton of inserts in here, obviously it's going to be pretty hefty, but it's not. This is very manageable. I have streamlined the process. I think the flow of the inserts is working, and I am quite pleased with it. So I am happy that I gave this a go. I did make a list today. I was thinking about this. I just was like so giddy with myself, just sitting at my desk, eating my lunch, had my planner, and wanted to do a little bit of reflecting. So the pros of the system, I've said it before many times just in this video, it's all in one planner. The second thing is, this is very portable. If I need to grab just this and go to building, I am in 3 buildings for our district. This is very handy to just grab one thing. The other thing is, I love this cover. And if you know me, I admittedly have an issue with changing out my cover. I have quite a collection. I'm changing them out every, I would say, weekly or every couple of weeks. I might keep everything inside the same, but just swapping out the cover, which then leads me to, I want to change out my papers because I want the papers to look nice with the cover of choice. I'm really feeling like this could be it for 2024 without all the switching. We'll see. Don't hold me to that one. That's going to be the biggest temptation for me, I guess. The other thing is an archive. I have never archived my traveler's notebook inserts before, and being consistent with my setup for the year is going to allow me to archive everything into that binder that I showed you, and I am excited about that. No rings to ride around. I talked about that at the beginning. And then I just talked about how I have access to my work planner immediately when something comes up. The con is there is a limited amount of space, I feel like, compared to rings. I have 6 strings, and I don't really like how my inserts lay if I go with a lot of jump bands. So that would be the downfall, but right now it's not really impacting me because I feel like I have all the inserts that I need in the system, if that makes sense. And then the only other thing that is a con for me is at the end of the month for my daily pages, which happens obviously once a month. So when I'm down to that last few days in my daily, I need this daily to finish those days out, but I also need next month's dailies to start looking ahead a couple of days. And with rings, I could just take out like the first 15 days of January and then make room for the next part of February. With this system, I can't really do that because of how things are printed. Like if I took out these pages, you're also removing the back half of the insert. So that is a con. But what I've been doing that's working out okay is I just take the next month booklet, pop it in here into a sleeve, and then if I need it, I have it to write on. And then on the first, I take out the old month and put the new month in. But that is a con, and I wanted to share the two things that were kind of a downfall in my opinion, or things that I have struggled with, we'll just say that, in a traveler's notebook system. But the pros far outweigh the cons for me. So that is a little update on where I'm at for 2024. Still loving the Crefective paper inserts. It's just amazing to have everything in this one book. I feel really settled, and everything is super functional yet beautiful to me. I'm even really enjoying like my pocket configuration and setup over here. So I wanted to update you guys and let you know where I'm at, because I have been trying so hard not to move into personal rings. And when I really sat down and thought about it logically, this, yes, if you get it, you get it. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you back on my next video. Bye, friends.